And how we doing on YouTube as well, guys? We've got the whole squad here. What do you reckon about captaining Greenish? I don't think it's worth the risk. I think Haaland's the clear one for me this week. As most weeks, of course, but at the end of the day, I think he's decent. Shalom, Braden lads. Do you think Villa will clean sheet against Palace? I wouldn't put it past them, to be fair. They still look really good, as always, Villa, but I don't know. There are moments where the defence does look a bit shaky, but at the end of the day, Palace aren't looking the best either. They aren't looking the best. Does anyone know why Sanchez is yellow flagged? I have not seen that, actually. Are Caicedo and Estevao and Saka starting? Well, I'll start with Chelsea because someone else asked about Sanchez there, mate. Let's have a look at me. Chelsea one. McFarlane said he was hopeful that Robert Sanchez, Wesley Fofana and Cucurella would be available with the trio set to train on Tuesday. Moises Caicedo is back from suspension, so he's probably likely to start. With Saka, honestly, it's up in the air as always, but he didn't start last game, so I'd guess he would start this game. That's what I would think anyway, but obviously we haven't had a press conference because they play on Thursday. I think they play on Thursday. Joshua Biggs in YouTube chat. What's up, Morgs? Nothing much, mate. What's up with you, lad? What's your crack this week? They're going to win 1-0. Is that Villa, do you mean? Ahmad's in the chat as well. How's it going? How's it going, mate? How's it going, lad? Should I replace Saka with Rice or get Rice for another? Honestly, if you have Saka right now and you're looking to go Rice, I would just leave it. Charlie said, what rank? I'm 1.2 mil. I had a 7% red arrow last week. Really boring week. This week's even more boring because I'm not making a transfer. Virgil subbing for Anderson. I don't know. I think Arsenal are just too good. I would love to, at the end of the day. I think Virgil's alright. I think he'll do alright, okay for defensive contributions, but like, Anderson's better for defensive contributions, and if I'm looking at this and I'm going, well, between Virgil and Anderson, I think they both concede, and I'm looking for defensive contributions, I'm going for Anderson, the one who's better at it. That's just my thoughts with that one. I don't think Liverpool get a clean sheet. Benching Calvert-Lewin and playing Wilson, a good shout? Yeah, I would say so. It's a home fixture for Wilson as well, isn't it? You're in for a howler this week, mate. I know. But at the end of the day, my transfer strategy isn't to just panic and keep going with transfers every single week. I'm waiting for the fixture turns next week. Of course, we're not having a weekend set of fixtures. Therefore, I think we'll get a lot of information on the new managers that are coming in for Manchester United, coming in for Chelsea. Hopefully, that lets us have a bit of better understanding about Chelsea and United. And of course, Chelsea coming in with a really good fixture on. So I think patience is a bit more worthwhile in my team than anything else, really. We did have a message from FPL Nay. You're a legend. Thanks for the help the other day with the content. No worries, FPL Nay. As you know, I'm always happy to help, mate. Always happy to help. Joshua says, had a terrible week with injuries and players not starting or playing at all. Got to sort it out what to do with Guardiola. Guardiola's out for, it's the rest of the season, it seems, actually, isn't it? So, for me, you've got to let him go. If there's a way, if you don't already have Gabriel, to get the Gabriel, that seems like a decent fit. Tarkovsky doesn't seem too bad either. Maybe a Chelsea defender, which is early. But other than that, it's actually a bit disappointing that Guardiola's injured because it weakened the whole City defence as a whole, didn't it? I got 73 points last week. Liam, that's fantastic, mate. I can't remember. I think I got 45. I had an absolute shocker. You doing team reviews? Not today, mate. This is a deadline stream. I might do team reviews starting for the next deadline because we've got much more of a gap to be able to do it. Joel says, 1 free transfer, get rid of Saka or Harry Wilson. I'd honestly keep Saka for now. I don't think Saka is a massive worry. I wouldn't transfer him out personally. If you want Declan Rice, you want Declan Rice, but just feels like a sideways move. Same team. Saka's kind of on pens. They're both on set pieces at times. It's really difficult. Such a difficult call. Voltemada or DCL? Voltemada. Tenzing is sent in. Hi mate, good evening. O'Reilly versus Brighton or Mukiele versus Brentford? I'd honestly lean towards Mukiele versus Brentford. I'd lean that way. I just think with Szoboszlai being out, Ruben Diaz being out, we're looking at a situation where the City defence is weakened. Clean sheet odds probably go down from there, but O'Reilly's still a good option for me. No one else is really going to play there, so you could play him technically. But I feel like Mukiele versus Brentford's decent. I'm going off like defensive contributions there, but if you think City's got a good chance of a clean sheet, I'd actually go that way. Best Semenyo replacement. Ooh. Which midfielder? I mean, Declan Rice seems the obvious one. A lot of people moving to him at the moment. I would look that kind of direction personally. Gabriel ? Not for me. Sadly, I have Saliba. Yeah, not as good as Gabriel by any means, but I think I'll get Gabriel probably in 3 or 2 weeks' time. It would take too many transfers off us doing it this week because I already have the 3 Arsenal. So when Virgil plays Burnley next week, I will most likely keep him. When Virgil, after that, plays a pretty hard set of fixtures, he will probably go be Gabriel. Then Saliba will get transferred down to maybe a Mukiele, an Alderete, someone like that. Someone asked placement. My placement is 1.1 million, so I'm not doing very well at all, lads. I had a 7% rank drop last week, but I'm really just being patient at the moment, just surviving these couple game weeks, heading into the good Chelsea run, hopefully being able to move someone like Cunha and Szoboszlai to like a Palmer and maybe like a Declan Rice or someone like that, but we'll have to wait and see. And is it me or just the stream lagging? I don't know, Zafran. If the stream's lagging, do let us know in the chat. I told you to start Reiner's last game and you didn't. I know, mate. I had Enzo on my bench and Reiner's on my bench last week. They had a combined 21 points. Jesus. I wish I played them. Ahmad's on a wild card this week. Team has been horrendous past 6 game weeks. Somehow managed to go from top 160k at 1.5 mil. And he must-haves in a wild card this week. I'd honestly look to rotate into Chelsea assets, get ahead of the curve in the fixture run that's coming up. You got your Palmers, you got your Enzos, maybe a defender as well. Why is my team on the stream? Dunno, mate. Dunno. Shall I start Timber or Wilson in the midfield? Says Castor. I'd probably go Timber. Captain and Rice if you don't have Haaland. I don't see much players I could captain in all honesty, for me at least. Honestly, if you have Cunha, you could go Cunha. If I have another Manchester United attacker, you could, but no others really exist. I wouldn't say Thiago's a great option. Maybe a Palmer, maybe an Enzo, but like realistically, Haaland's the guy, man. Haaland's the guy. Is Tarkowski captain good? No, I wouldn't say so. I think you're just playing with too much risk with that type of captaincy. If you are on TikTok right now, by the way, make sure you double tap on that screen. We hit 30k likes on the last deadline stream. Let's see if we can do it today. We have a question from Callum. It says, start Dubravka over Bruggen. Ooh, I'll probably go Dubravka. Just about. I think we're looking at save points really there. Where we at? Orange Apple's in the chat. Hi, bro. Just got worth. How you doing? Need some team advice. Do you know what? I'm doing pretty decent. Bruno Gamara's captain. It ain't too bad, but I don't know. Bruno's one of them lads where sometimes he gets the odd benching, and that does play on my mind a little bit with Bruno Gamara's anyway. I think I would maybe not captain him, all honesty. FPL Dan says, what's up, mate? What's up, Dan? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Bruno G will score Hattie. Do you reckon? In that case, captain him. Where are we at? Connor's in as well. How are you doing, Connor? Is Watkins valid? I would say so. Yeah. Dan's good. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. How come you think Arsenal will get a clean sheet this week? It's not that I think they'll get a clean sheet. This is just the best possible lineup I can make with my team. Do you think they've got really good odds in terms of clean sheet potential this week? So we'll go for it, but it is Liverpool. I mean, what's bound to happen is I sold Ekatike last week. He'll probably be available for this week, score, and ruin my clean sheet. Captain Thiago. Oh, you're tempted to Captain Thiago. A little risky, though. It is a bit risky. And I'm not wearing my Sunderland top, but I'm a Sunderland fan, so I'm going to say no to that. I've still got Thiago, though. I'm happy I kept him. I brought Thiago for Calvert-Lewin, but then no Foden and Cunha instead. I don't quite understand what you mean, mate. In terms of transfers, do you mean? Oranges, Mugs, Golden Boy, we can't do anything about it. Connor's in the chat too, Mugs. I know I said hello, Connor, didn't I? I swear I did. If I didn't, hello, Connor. It's always a pleasure to have everyone in the chat as normal. Reinders over Soberslai says Seagulls. Potentially, you know. That might be something I consider, but the problem is when I'm thinking sort of about Reinders and his minutes, he doesn't start every game, and the fact he started last game and he got a decent amount of minutes maybe puts me in the mindset that he's now benched or he now gets again reduced minutes. It's just hard to tell. It really is difficult to tell with Man City midfielders. I mean, we only have like Foden and Haaland who are set. He just scored. He scored 3 goals in his last 4 game weeks, but he hasn't really played more than 70 minutes in those games. So I'm like, is it a good idea to play him and hope for a goal within those 70 minutes? Or should I just play Sobosai, who's going to play a 90 in his own pens? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That might change through the stream. That might change. Orange Apple says, best Guardiola replacements. And would you take a -4 to be able to afford Gabriel? If you're really backing Gabriel to score another header, or score a goal at least, in this fixture against Liverpool, you could take the -4. I'm just not as keen on the fact we are, resting our hope on Gabriel scoring a goal. He does score, but I don't know. For a -4 feels a bit much. I'm personally waiting on Gabriel, but if you're worried about price rises, go for it. I don't think it's a bad move. Start Ballard or Voltemada. I'd probably go Voltemada. Yes, Ballard's back and he should probably start in this game. But I don't know, I'm just a bit cautious on Ballard because he's so important for us. I don't know if we'll risk him straight away. We probably will start him though. Samurai says, hello mate, how are you doing mate? Where are we at? Would you also transfer out to be able to afford Ekatike or Thiago to afford Gabriel, says Orange Apple? My thoughts with Thiago is after this week, he's probably a sell. The thing is with Ekatike, it's a good fixture to sell him this week, but he probably will start. And then he's got Burnley after, which I'm like, he would be really nice to have for Burnley. I feel like we're on the edge of both of those strikers being sells. I think we are. Soberslide to Wilson and Gravenberch. Not Gravenberch. Gvardiol to Chalobah, good transfers. I feel like Wilson's fixtures are starting to come not as good as we've had in the past, but he's still banging in goals. Gvardiol to Chalobah doesn't seem bad at all. I don't think they're a bad set of transfers, to be honest, mate. Sunderland won't concede. I bloody hope not. I hope we win the game. Joshua said, I'm thinking of either Tarkovsky or Chow for Gvardiol. They have the same 3 teams next, just different home and away, or sideways to O'Reilly. What are your thoughts? Can't afford Gabriel. I feel like Malik Chow's pretty good in the short term. He's not as good long term. Tarkovsky's maybe better longer term for me. But I think Chow could outscore him definitely in the short term. Ekatike to Watkins. Ekatike Watkins doesn't seem bad, but like I said, Ekatike is probably going to play a full 90 this week. he's probably next week going to be playing against Burnley a full 90. Accept my request for live. I'm not doing any requests on live. I never do, bro. Mogs, Captain Anderson, he's going to score. Do you reckon? I hope he scores because I'm starting him this week, I think. I'm starting him this week. I think that's Ollie. What do you pick out of O'Reilly, Shah, Tarkovsky, Dorgu for my back line? Who would I start? I'll probably start... Does Fabian Shah start every game? I don't think anyone's back to replace him, to be honest, is there? For me, he does start. Hall is back. Miley's back. Yeah, I think Shah's probably okay to start. O'Reilly, Shah, Tarkovsky, I'll probably go. Dorgu, to be fair, Dorgu's pretty nice. Maybe I would bench Tarkovsky, but it's a good fixture. Who are your top 3 captains this week? Ooh. Top 3. Honestly, it's probably Haaland, Cunha, and then maybe just about Phil Foden. But that third spot could be anyone with a good fixture. I think Haaland's the standout again, as always. But I know it's boring, but I saw you on my FYP. You said you were streaming at 4:30. It is it's 5:15. But I've been streaming for 15 minutes. 18 minutes, actually. Malik Shaw's decent. I think he's a shorter-term pick, but still really good. I know it sounds dumb, but should I use wildcard team? It's not looking good for real, and I'm now top 80k. 80k is brilliant, by the way. Well done on that. Personally, I would hold off. It depends what the state your team is in. Honestly, it really depends on that to whether you wildcard or not. I think chips should be saved for doubles and blank game weeks, personally. Where we at? Ollie says, Ekitike to Watkins or Thiago Mogs. Honestly, I would just keep Ekitike. I would keep Ekitike. I would look to have him for the Burnley fixture after the Arsenal game, and I'll be pretty happy with that because Ekitike against Burnley feels like a really good player to have. If you're not too keen, Watkins doesn't seem like a bad move you can make. What do you reckon, though, lads? Do you reckon Watkins is a good transfer? Semenyo's medical at Man City on Thursday, reported by Sky Sports and Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, he's bound to go, and it's just a matter of time. Apparently, I think Iraola said today in his presser that this was probably his last game. So, Haaland has blanked ages now. I reckon you should captain Thiago Acuna. Nah. I just can't see myself doing that. I think it's safe to go Haaland. Plus, FPL Olympian has captain Cunha, so if you know anything about that, you know I should probably captain Haaland. Why has everyone got Soboslai? I'm going to say this as a general statement. Not everyone would have picked him for this reason, but with Salah being away at AFCON, I picked Soboslai for the good fixtures and the fact he was on pens, the fact he would play a bit more advanced. He's not really done anything for me, mate. I'll be honest with you. It's not been a great transfer whatsoever. Pretty bad one. It's the case I'll have him for the Burnley fixture, and I'll probably look to move him on to Cole Palmer and sell Cunha as well, maybe, with his hard games coming up. It's tough, though. It's tough. Feels like the only midfielders that I'm really wanting at the moment are maybe a bit too early to get, which is why I'm kind of looking at rolling for the next 2 weeks. Where's Gabriel? I mean, he's in the team in spirit. No, I'll probably get Gabriel in the next 2 weeks. Not next week, but the week after. Most likely. Thoughts on Voltemade? When should I sell him? I'll just keep a hold of him for now. If his minutes start to look really bad with Wissa being there, I would get rid of him. Joshua says, I'm leading more toward Tarkovsky rather than Chow. Ahead of the next 3, I think Everton are slightly better than you. Yeah, I would say Tarkovsky's better longer term as well. But Chow in the short term should slightly outscore him in my eyes. Why do you have Saliba, my guy? Mate, because Gabriel was injured, Saliba had been picked. I just haven't been able to get to Gabriel in the last 2 game weeks because it just would take too many transfers and I don't quite have that money. Miko sending a rose. Thank you very much, Miko. Do I start Bowen? I would personally start Bowen, yeah. I would. I captained Gabriel last week and he gave me double digits. Let's go. He got 9 points, didn't he? So that's an 18 for you. Finn Curtis says, where you at, Finn? Got Bruno G in for Saka, so I got Gabriel for Gehi. That's a really good set of moves. I like that. Top 3 Chelsea players to have tripled up on. I would personally look at... Oh, my nose. I would say Palmer, Enzo, and probably Chalobah, but I do like Cucurella as well, because he is, well, apparently going to be back now. We're almost at 5k likes on TikTok as well. You guys are smashing it. We're only like, what, 20 minutes into stream? Let's go, guys. Thank you very much. I put Voltemade in. Am I cooked? I wouldn't say so. Wouldn't say so. You just got to hope that his minutes aren't absolutely, like, terrible. Do you prefer something like Gvardiol to Gabriel and Gvardiol to Gabriel and Ekitike to Mateta, Bowen, Watkins, or for a -4, or simply Gvardiol to someone like Timber, Saliba, Tarkovsky? Honestly, the forward options, I don't know what it is. I'm just not too keen on any of them, really. I think it's such a difficult point to be at with forwards. I would honestly maybe look... I would maybe look at just holding that off. But if you're desperate to get rid, you could look at those 3 strikers orange. Just an off-topic, that Raf Radnick at Manchester United got mocked, but the guy who spoke about it got nothing but his class manager, the second of Amarin is a joke. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I would have kept Amarin on for a little bit longer. It's just a vicious cycle, isn't it? I don't know if I start Bruno Fernandes or Enzo. I'd go Enzo. We don't know fully if Bruno Fernandes is going to start the fixture. Mogs, how come you haven't got Roofs? He's 4.8 and he has the most points for a goalkeeper this season. I've just never had the opportunity to go and have a luxury transfer where I've went, do you know what, Roofs, get in my team. There's never been that opportunity for me. I think he's still great, and there's not been really fantastic fixtures for Sunderland in this sort of Christmas period anyway. I think there's maybe a bit more value for me personally in like an Alderete or a Mukiele for my team. David Raya doesn't feel great to have, though. He feels all right, but like, you know, Van de Ven or Calvert-Lewin's first sub. Who does Spurs even play? They've got a good fixture, don't they? Is it Bournemouth away? Yeah, it's Bournemouth away. Would I have that as first sub? I'd probably go Calvert-Lewin first sub. I'll go Calvert-Lewin first sub. Van de Ven I don't like him as an FPL asset, I'll be honest with you. Spurs concede. He doesn't get defensive contributions. He's a bit more expensive. He feels a bit useless to me, but the fixtures are okay. Where am I at with YouTube here? Gonna be us. No. Chelsea manager. Yeah, Chelsea manager. I was pretty surprised, honestly. I was pretty surprised. Liverpool will score. Well, if they do score, can it be Szoboszlai, please? Can it be Szoboszlai if they score? It's not Ekitike or Calvert-Lewin, mates. I'll go Ekitike. Or would I go Calvert-Lewin? That is hard, actually. Newcastle are good at home. Ekitike is just back, but he's playing Arsenal. I'd probably go Calvert-Lewin, honestly. I probably would lean slightly towards that, just because Arsenal are so good defensively. Triple Arsenal offence is ridiculous. It is, mate. I know. I know. Do you think Ekitike starts? I do. I do. I do, mate. Rosinia hasn't got this experience. He's completely underqualified to manage Chelsea. That being said, he could do decent. I've seen hype around him, and even when he was at Hull, but I don't know. Yeah, to be honest, I've got the exact same opinion. I just don't think he's ready for that type of job. But maybe being at Strasbourg, the way the Blue Cove got that sort of parent-sister type club relationship going, maybe this has just been preparing for a while. Maybe this has been happening behind the scenes for a while. Haaland or Cunha captain. Haaland for me, but them two would be my second and first captaincy picks this week. Hebrew, Voltemade or Anderson midfielder? I would lean towards Anderson in the midfield just because of Voltemade's minutes are a bit risky at the moment. A little bit risky. Connor says bench Ekitike, Vert, Wilson or Rice. I would bench Wilson there. I think there's opportunities for Liverpool in the game, but it's difficult to call. George has risking a triple captain on Haaland. Personally, I would not do that. Personally, I wouldn't. For me, save your chips now for double and blank game weeks. You will absolutely benefit in the longer term if you do so. But if you're really, really feeling it, you could go for it. I'm not going to stop you doing what you want to do, but I'm just saying, I think personally that's where you would go and benefit the most with points. After free transfer from Guardiola to Tarkowski, my team is Raya, Virgil van Dijk, Tarkowski, Vandenberg, Gehi, Cunha, Foden, Soberside, Wilson, Haaland, Ekitike, Subs, Stach, Alderete, Isidore. What's your best setup here? I personally would stay like that. I would maybe play Alderete instead of Vandenberg. I would do that, personally. I would do that. Quick question, why have you picked Saliba and Timber and not Gabriel? I've had this triple Arsenal defence set up for maybe months, months, since Gabriel was injured. Gabriel, for me, obviously, he's only just come back from injury. I just haven't had the chance or transfers or money to make that straight transfer from Saliba to Gabriel. My plan currently with my team, if you are curious, is to save my free transfers. So I have 3 transfers next week. Maybe make a move next week, but if not, have 4 free transfers for the Chelsea fixture run. Have 4 free transfers when Arsenal's fixtures look a little bit better to get Gabriel back in. And that's kind of where I would be at, really looking to target Chelsea for their up-and-coming run. Ekitike to start? I believe so. Your team is buns. Nice. DCL hat-trick, but a 4-3 loss. Trust me on this one. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Roof Soraya. Sunderland's fixtures aren't the best, but they're coming up to be okay. If you've got a good sort of move between Dubravka and Roofs every week, I would probably do that because you're saving a bit of money. Tino Barry, I'm telling you, he's got good fixtures. He's got great fixtures, in fact, actually. No offense, but your team is buns. I swear I read that out just before, bro. Captain Igor Thiago, not for me. Not for me. I am a Sunderland fan. What's your rank? 1.1 mil. So I'm not doing very good, mate. I'm just on the cusp of getting in the top 1 mil. How come benching Vandenberg for Alderete other than a Sunderland fan? It's just the case we don't know if Vandenberg actually plays, Joshua. I don't think we've actually seen in the presser that he's available. Let me double check that because that might not be completely correct for you. Brentford news. Yeah, apparently there's no news to report. Vandenberg could play, but Collins and Adjair will probably be my centre-back pairing for the team there. Don't think DCL... I've just missed that message there. Something about DCL not getting 90 minutes. I've lost that comment now. It's went past, but that could be a reality, yeah. But I think he'll get more minutes than Reinders. I think he'll start. I said that last week about Reinders, and Reinders started and scored, so who knows? Who knows? Feeling better? I am a little bit, man. If you were here last stream, I was pretty poorly. I was indeed. Mugs, who's your favourite defender, not including Gabriel, Timber, Saliba, Tarkowski? Who would you choose? Ooh, that's a question and a half, that one. I would say Alderete is up there, Mukele is up there, and that's not just because I'm a Sunderland fan. I think there's value within those options. I think maybe a Collins of Brentford, but the fixtures are changing ever so slightly. Who else would I say is good in the back line? I would say a Newcastle defender for the short term, like Malik Chow. Isn't too bad. I like Lewis Hall as well. Lewis Hall's not too bad. And then a Chelsea defender as well. Angry Ginge says... Oh, I've missed that out. It just says, cheers, bro. Sorry, Angry Ginge. Will Paqueta be available? I think he's been pictured in training, Paqueta. I think he was unlucky, Paqueta owners, not for him to play last week. I think he was such a massive miss in that game. But I do think he's going to be available for this game. Take Soboslai out, bro. I think I'll keep him for Burnley and then probably move him on, yeah. I probably would. Let's see. Zafran says start one, Vandenberg, Gahey, O'Reilly. I would go ahead and start O'Reilly out of those. Kai says, hello, mate. Would you start Bowen and Rodgers or Greenish and Watkins on a free hit? On a free hit? Oh, God. Probably a Greenish you'd go for on a free hit. Would I go Watkins? I probably would go Watkins as well because he's most likely on pens, I would say. We still don't know, though. Thoughts on Lewis Bowden? He's an alright lad. He's funny as out. He is a Newcastle fan, though, so I've docked him down a few points. Triple Villa this week. Villa ain't too bad. Opinion on Reece James. Is he... Did he start last game? Reece James. I think he'll start this game. I think Cucurella will be on the left back position because Caicedo's back. So you'd probably have Reece James at right back. We'll still have what's his name? Callum McFarlane, the interim manager. We'll still have him for the Craven Cottage game. The Fulham game. So he might just stick with what he had, which was Reece James, and Reece James had an alright game. So I think that would probably be the move for Chelsea. And obviously after that, we'll see how Rosenia lines up. Alf FPL, what's up, y'all? What's up, Alf lad? How you doing, mate? Would you play Palmer on a free hit? I think I would, yeah. I think I would. Because you'll have a lot more money to play with being just 1 week. Which two out of Van der Ven, O'Reilly, Timber? O'Reilly and Timber. Man United got 88 points in Game Week 20. Wow. Connor and Orange Apple on YouTube are having just a massive debate about Premier League all-time 11. It's great to see. What was your rating in Game Week 20? Mine was terrible. I got 45 points, I think. I had an absolute stinker last week. But granted, being it was only a 7% red arrow, so it wasn't massive. But I don't know. It wasn't too bad. Hoping sort of roll my transfer, survive this week, and then next week make some moves. Make some big moves. Would you take Bruno on a wild card? I just feel like wild cards are not the best time to do it because there's so much we don't know right now. But if you are committed to that, I would maybe squeeze him in, but we don't know if he starts is the only problem. Maybe I'd have a position where you don't actually pick Bruno on a wild card, but you have an easy route to Bruno from a player like a Foden, like a Palmer, like a Cunha, like that type of price range where you can actually reach up or reach down to Bruno. It's just difficult because we don't know if he fully starts. What do you think about Triple Captain Haaland? I don't like it personally, MB. I think, for me, I made a video about it today on my page. Chips right now, I don't think you should be playing them personally. Wildcard is maybe one of them exceptions where you're thinking, well, if I pick good players now for the longer run, that could kind of benefit me. But for me personally, chips on double and blank game weeks are going to absolutely benefit you more points. That's just how I play FPL and have always played. And I always gain rank massively in the back half of the season because of that strategy normally. If you don't fancy doing that, by all means, go ahead and do it this week. But I think holding off on it's really beneficial personally. Do you think it's worth taking out Ekatike for Thiago? Not personally, no. This week, you might get a red arrow, but next week you're going to be on smoke. I think that's not a bad assessment. I think this week's a survival week for me. If you're looking at my team and thinking, oh my God, this team's terrible, I would agree it's not the best team. Sean says, why have you got Reinders on the bench? For me, it's his minutes. He started last game. I don't know if he'll play more than 60, 70 in this type of game with that great turnaround, quick turnaround. So I'm going to bench him this week, but he has scored so many goals in the past 4 weeks. 3 goals in the last 4 weeks. Still can't believe I had Malik Chow on the bench last week. Missed out on 17 points, Jack. No. Jack, you're still doing really well though, mate, aren't you? Your rank's crazy. Jack, what's your rank now then? What's your rank now? Bro, did I miss by selling Foden and Rice? I wouldn't have sold Foden or Rice personally. Wanted to ask the same question as Orange to Mogs as an FPL content creator and also Sunderland fan. What was the question? Oh, was it the Guardiola question? Thoughts on Guardiola to Sunderland defender instead of an extra Arsenal defender, Alderweireld or Mukele? I would personally go... For me, Mukele is the better option there. But Alderweireld feels like he's going to play centre-back more often than Mukele. Jack says, nah, different Jack. I'm all the way back at 2.5 mil. Sorry, Jack, sorry. It's not too bad, though. You can easily come back after that, though. I think I was 2 mil last season in game week. What was I? I was really bad rank anyway at some point last season, the very back end. I ended up like boosting my rank massively in the double and blanks. Sorry if I'm further back on YouTube here. 6, 7. Oh my God. Sorry, I apologise. I hate that meme. Just wait till George gets in. What's your rank now? My rank now is 1.1 mil. I'm hoping to just stay around that range this week and really attack transfers when Chelsea's fixtures change. We'll see, though. We'll see. It could be a pretty bad week for me this week because I'm not making any moves, but I think patience will benefit me in the coming weeks rather than just making that move. Samir is also 1.1. Nice, Samir. Brothers, let's go. Thoughts on double Sunderland defence? Roofs and Mukele, Alderweireld, Ronaldo. Already have Roofs, so might sell O'Reilly if he's bad for a Sunderland defender. I think O'Reilly's all right for now. Selling to a Sunderland defender, I don't know if it's the right time to sell to a Sunderland defender. I would do it maybe, I think it's game week 24, 25 when we've got West Ham and Burnley back to back. I feel like it's a good time to do it, but still, I don't think it's too bad to do it this week. I would still keep a hold of O'Reilly personally, though. Voldemort, Anderson, or Timber? It'd probably be Timber first for me. It probably would be. How long is Kudus out for? We actually don't know a time frame, I don't think. Someone said Captain Barry. He's got a good fixture, doesn't he? Yeah, I don't think we have a time frame on Kudus, lad. Let me check, though. Yeah, apparently he's going for a scan today. He's been for a scan anyway, sorry, Kudus. So we actually haven't heard about a time frame at all. Almost a 10k likes on TikTok as well. You guys absolutely smashing it this stream. I think the record's 30k for a TikTok live stream on my stream anyway. Play Tarkovsky or Pickford on a wild card, was that? On a free hit, sorry. I'd go Tarkovsky. User says he's top 34k in the world. I think that said. Brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. It's a mega rank, that. Well done. Start Semenyo or Calvert-Lewin. I'd start Semenyo because he is likely to play. He is likely to play. My team's just terrible. Lost about 2 mil value. But you're right. Waiting to use wildcard and rest of chips when we know more about double and blank game weeks. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. My team value isn't great at all. We had a bad start of the season, but we've climbed back up slowly but surely. For me, I think it's probably the best course of action to save chips. But if you really want to use a wildcard, I don't mind it. I just think it's worth saving onto it personally. Is it okay if I start Anderson and Neto this week? Yeah. I don't think it's the end of the world if you have fixture clashes in FPL, because it's going to happen in any given game week. You can never fully avoid it. And there are situations where both of the players who play against each other can do well. Ugh. Next week, Enzo or Rice. Would have to see how the players play this week. I think it's way too early to look at that. But it would probably be Enzo going into a fixture run. But again, we just don't know that. Max says, why have you got 3 Arsenal defenders? I've had 3 Arsenal defenders for a long time. For a long time. Always Rice. It's not always Rice. That's completely false. Just because he scored 17 points doesn't mean he's the ultimate option in the midfield. I'd say he's still good, but we can't have that sort of, in my opinion, sort of viewpoint as on FPL assets. I took Reinders out for Foden so I can fit Thiago. Should I stick with this? You could do, yeah. I don't think Foden's a bad option at all. I think Foden's actually a really good option in the next 4 weeks. Deadline is at 5:30 or 6:30. It says 6:30, mate. 6:30 today. Zafran has put his team in chat. He's got Dubravka, Gabriel Dorgu, Vandenberg, Foden, Cunha, Wilson, Gomez, Rice, Haaland, Thiago, bench Reeves, Voldemort, O'Reilly, Gehi. And what would you change? What would I change about that? I would look to play O'Reilly over Vandenberg. It's probably the change I'd make. Bought Bowen in for Thiago last week. Oh, well, that's gutting, man. At the end of the day, I think a lot of people made that choice to sell Thiago last week. It was really disappointing. Then he comes out of nowhere with a hat-trick. Like I think I was pretty lucky keeping a hold of him. But night managers did say to us, look, he's more than likely to start. Ekatike might not. Here we go. So I was kind of lucky with that decision. But a lot of people were unlucky selling Rice, selling Thiago. I know people who sold both of those assets. But it just is. It just is FPL, though. It just happens. When's the deadline, guys? It is at 6:30. Why not Reinders instead of Soboslai? Expected minutes. Expected minutes. Is Saka and Elliot Anderson a keep? Yeah, for now. For now. I think this week is a patient week where we just don't do anything. There's not really any big fixture swings yet. Chelsea's coming up, but I think that's maybe next week and the week after. You worried about a Soboslai bank? Yes. Yes. I don't think he'll do very well, but I think he'll do better than Reinders, who maybe could get benched. We'll see how that goes. Got the hiccups. Samurai says, start or bench Saka? Start. Orange Apple says, Alderete, Mukele, Timber, Saliba, Tarkovsky, Mogs. I don't know which to pick. Alderete / Mukele would save me a good chunk of cash. Give me a straight answer. I just want to know. I may not go with it. Who would I pick out with them? I think longer term, Tarkovsky ain't too bad. If you want a cash saver, I would probably go Alderete. Sell Haaland? No, do not sell Haaland. If you think Haaland's going to blank from now till the end of the season, sell him. If you think he'll blank in the next few weeks, sell him. But I just don't think that's going to be a situation at all. Start Chalobah or Gehi and 1.1 million overall. I would probably go ahead and start. Would I do that over Gehi though? No, No, I would go Chalobah. I would go Chalobah. Last season, I was consistently around the top 300, 200 to 300k. I'm still consistent this season, just a lot further down the 3 mil mark. No Rice, no. Triple Arsenal defence, L at the moment. Mate, it's terrible at the moment. You're absolutely right. Are you free hitting? No. Free hit, double game week. It just slaps every single time. Hi, mate, can you help me? Yeah, just send a question in the chat, bro. I'll see if I can find your comment within this massive amount of questions I'm getting asked. Rank 1.1 million, so I'm not doing very well. Should he start Reinders over DCL? I don't know. I just think Calvert-Lewin's more likely to get better minutes than Reinders. I don't know if Reinders starts, which is my worry. Which is my worry. Would you rather have Palmer, Sharda, and a 4.2 million forwards, or Soboslai, or Enzo, Bruno, Thiago, and a mid at like 5.8, like Wilson or Reinders? Probably the latter. Ahmad. Jack's in the chat. How are we doing, Jack? Yo, is Bowen a good pick this week? He's probably still okay, yeah. He's probably still okay. I don't know. I expect Paqueta to be back, which I think will improve West Ham. Will Sanchez play? Apparently he is yellow flag, but I've not seen anything negative in the press conference to say that he's not going to be starting, but it was the case that Jorgensen started last game, so I would maybe be cautious of it and start Sanchez, but then have a good backup keeper like you Dubravka, like you probably have. That would probably be my move personally. Connor says Mogs bench 1, Rice, Ekatike, Verts, and Wilson. Rolling this week. Long term, we'll go for Gehi to Gabriel and probably try to get Watkins and Palmer in, or Bruno if he's back by then. Bruno should be back this week, but I don't know if he starts. I wouldn't bench Rice. I wouldn't bench. It would either be out of Ekatike and Wilson, but I think Ekatike will start. But then I'm just sort of like, I'm not fully certain on the decision, so it maybe would fall on Ekatike with a hard fixture and play Harry Wilson. Start Hall or Potter, says Lucas. I'd start Lewis Hall. Do you recommend getting Calvert-Lewin? Yeah, I would say so. I still think he holds good value if you're looking for a cheap forward. Because there's not really amazing forwards right now in FPL. It's really only Haaland that's the guy. Obviously, we just had a hat-trick from Thiago, but I think he is coming to the end of his reign in my team, personally. Maybe a few weeks left of him. I would start him this week. Newcastle and Everton got some tasty fixtures coming up? Absolutely. Is Captain and Bruno G good? It's an okay fixture, but I feel as though Haaland's the much better shout. Jack says he's done Ekatike to Watkins. Thoughts? I mean, Watkins is on fire. Ekatike could, possibly be injured. I think he'll play personally, but no, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I think it's a pretty okay transfer. Where is Gabriel? Gabriel is sadly not on my team. I think I'll probably get Gabriel not next week, but the week after. Maybe next week, actually. That's probably a lie. I might do him next week. I don't see it like being a massive thing of transferring him in straight away. Yeah, he could score again, but like, I don't know. We'll see. Raya, maybe Donnarumma. Oh, I've just missed out something there from Zafran. Oh, Joshua's up here. Actually, haven't kept up with AFCON. Is there any teams that are already out? Do we know any returning players? I think everyone who has been out for a few days now. But yesterday it was Mozambique. Was it Mozambique? Yeah, so Ronaldo's back for Sunderland. Not this game week, but probably next. Then there are some games, I think, today or tomorrow for AFCON as well. It's really about Senegal who, when they come back. I feel like they've got the most impactful players according to FPL anyway. I picked Van den Berg over O'Reilly because I think even if Van den Berg doesn't play, he has a high clean sheet chance. No disrespect to Sunderland. Other than O'Reilly, since Diaz and Guardiola are both injured, I would actually disagree. I think City have a better clean sheet chance, but I think it is close. Do you think Haven will start? I think he will, yeah. I think he'll be part of that. I think it'll be a 4, and I think he'll be part of that back 2. Or could be Euro and it could be Euro and him, to be fair. And then you have left back, right back, Diego Dallo and Luke Shaw. You will get 1 point from the defence. Who's going to get me the 1 point then? Tell me, brother. I use a free hit. I have Voltemade and Saka. Not sure if they'll start. And Semenyo too. Semenyo should start, but I wouldn't really look at free hitting this week, personally. Gumarez says, Mogsy lad. Alright. You not taking out Dom? No, I'll probably keep him for Burnley next week. And then get rid of him because he's been terrible. Would you start Senesi or Concert? I'd probably go... Would I start Senesi? You know what? I probably would start Senesi. Defcon's just a crazy for him. At least we know you're going to get points for that. Whereas Concert, Palace could score a goal. Cherky or Foden? For me, Foden still. Palmer or Rodgers? Oh, I've just lost that there. Palmer, Rodgers. I would probably say Rodgers shorter term, Palmer longer term. It's Jamie, if you remember. Oh, yeah, Jamesy. Jamesy? Jamie, I forgot you changed your name, bro. You must have just done that recently. Pickford or David Raya? I'll probably say Pickford. I think he's got better fixtures longer term. Arsenal are the better defence there, but if we're going off fixtures, and plus you can probably get good value elsewhere in triple Arsenal. Like I've got triple Arsenal defence, which I think's okay, but you could technically have like a Gabriel, a Timber, and a Rice, or instead of Rice, you could have Saka. Is Voltemade going to start this week? I would say yeah, but there's always that caution with Johan Wissa. I think Wissa deserves to start personally. I think he's a much better player as of late. But that's just my opinion anyway. Eddie Howe does what Eddie Howe does in his mysterious ways. Do you think Wolves will score this week? Maybe. Maybe this is a sign to go. FPL Tom's in chat. Hello, bro. How you doing, Tom? How you doing, bro? Braden says, yes, Tom. You noticed him. Tom's in chat, guys. Soboslai or Anderson from Fulham. Who to be first on my bench? I would maybe... Do you know what? I don't even think benching Soboslai isn't even bad this week. I might bench him this week and just play Reinders, but it's just so difficult with Reinders. He's scored 3 in his last 4. His minutes aren't good, but then he scored 3 in his last 4, so should I just play him anyway? It's just hard to tell, honestly. Never bench a pen taker. That's exactly what I'm doing, Tom, but Reinders, 3 in his last 4. What's going on? What's going on there? Everyone abandoned him, but he's been sitting on my bench just rotting away. Suddenly, he's just scoring goals. I couldn't believe it. Does Paqueta start? I think Paqueta starts. He got pictured in training this week. He's a tempting choice. He is, but I've got to go Soboslai if he gets a pen, man. You never know. Hopefully he misses it and David Rice. Well, technically I'd gain more rank from... Would I gain more rank from Soboslai scoring a pen? Who knows? That would come down to effective ownership. Where are we at on YouTube chat here? Over just the next 4 weeks, do you prefer Everton or Sunderland chances for a clean sheet? Probably Everton. Let me look at the fixtures side by side, though. Where is Everton, Wolves, Aston Villa, Leeds, Brighton. So I'd probably say 2 good clean sheet chances there. Brentford for Sunderland. This is Brentford, Palace. Do you know what I'd say? Sunderland longer term. Doing a dual stream. I do. I try to do TikTok and YouTube, Tom. It's very hard to keep up with, but it is quite good to try to do every single week. Maybe I go strictly to one platform at some point, but at the moment, this is probably the way to go for me. It's tough, I'll tell you that now. Rodgers or Foden? I would probably say Foden. I'll probably say Foden. I think longer term, he's probably better. He's got really good fixtures for a long time. Mate, fair play. Used to do it back in the day, was a killer. It is a killer, mate. It is. It is an absolute killer. It's good for like growth and getting out there, you know. So that's kind of what we're doing. But tough. It is tough. Foden had a lucky couple of weeks. I'm telling you. I mean, you could say they were lucky. For me, he's still a 90-minute player for Man City, who looks quite good most game weeks. I think you could argue that Rodgers is luckier than Foden because of the expected goal aspect of his chances. So I think the argument goes both ways. Yeah, gotta be hustling, mate. Very good on camera. So keep going, mate. Subs and followers will come eventually, Tom. Eventually, I'm not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So someday I'll be on your level, bro. You absolutely smash it, bro. Shout out FPL Tom in chat, by the way. If you're not already following FPL Tom on TikTok, give him a follow, guys. Absolute legend. We've got Samurai saying Gusto, Gehi Gusto, or Dorgu to be benched. Ooh, but I think Gusto is unreliable to start for me. I could easily see that with Cucurella most likely back, that he plays left back, Reece James plays right back because Caicedo's back as well. Therefore, you probably have that middle section of Enzo, Caicedo again. Cheers, brother. Best of luck this game, mate. You too, Tom. Best of luck, mate. Best of luck, bro. DMs are open if you ever need help or fancy a chat about FPL. Well, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'll probably drop you a message soon, to be fair, bro, because I'm doing some collaboration content soon, so I might need a bit of a hand with how you and Golden do it. Why so heavy on Arsenal defence? I've been heavy on Arsenal defence for a while. I don't mind this week. I mean, they've got really good clean sheet potential, and they do every single week, but it's just tough, man. Rishi says, bench 2, Haven, Virgil, Elliot Anderson, Ekitike, O'Reilly. Points prediction is saying to bench Virgil and Ekitike. I would agree with that, Rishi. I would do that exactly. Foden inconsistency is wild. I wouldn't say he's inconsistent. I obviously had that massive spree of just haul, but I don't know. I think he's still a good option with the fixtures coming, especially that Wolves fixture. A lot of people selling Foden before that Wolves fixture. I think we'll regret it. -4 for both Bruno G and Rice. Depends who you're selling, but it doesn't sound like a bad set of transfers. Where we at? Mugs, please answer my question a bit up. I thought you were still talking about the Salah debate you were having. I can't find it, Orange. Oh, the Everton and Sunderland one. I thought I answered that. Sorry. I would say Sunderland slightly longer term with the back end 3 fixtures or the 4 fixtures. If that was your question, bro, do apologise. Yeah, Joshua, I keep getting the comments all jumbled together because of the all-time Prem 11 questions. Haven for Anderson. I would probably do that because at the end of the day, it is a good fixture for them. Muzamil says Foden and Minte to Cherky and Rice. I would keep Foden personally. I really would. Jack's put his team in chat. He's got Donnarumma, Malik Chow, Gabriel, Haven, Cunha, Gravenberch, Saka, Foden, Paqueta, Watkins, Haaland captain. Bench is Dubravka, Mukele, Virgil, and Barnes. I would stick it. I would stick with that. I think you're unlucky last week not for Paqueta not to play, Jack, and I think this week he should, personally. I think, obviously being spotted in training, he was a massive miss. He should definitely play for me. But if he doesn't, at least you got a good cover on the bench. You know what I mean? Sells in goal. I mean, he should be. He should be. I don't see why he's not anyway. He had an unbelievable season last season. I think he should be in goal. Mogs, what's your all-time Prem 11 4-3-3? I can't answer that on this stream. If we've got a more chilled stream, Connor, I'll give it an answer. Ellis says, please answer, been here 40 minutes. I can actually check that, Ellis, so I hope you're not lying. I'm joking, bro. Ellis says, start 2 players, Alderete, Timber, Xhaka, and Harry Wilson. I would start Timber and Alderete I might go for there. Harry Wilson ain't too bad, though, is he? Oh, I've got a runny nose again. Thanks for the gift, Muzamil. Appreciate that, bro. I need some funds for Rice and Bruno, so I have to sacrifice Foden. To be fair, you could do that, but I really do rate Foden's fixtures coming up, though. I really do. I think they're really great. Voldemar LFC fan 13 says Voldemar or Malik Chow. I would say, well, both short-term options, but I would say Malik Chow. Bro's going to put Wes Brown at right back. No, centre-back. What are you on about? Am I crazy playing Welbeck over Szoboszlai? I think City will concede with their injuries, or play both and bench Keane. I wouldn't bench Keane. You could take that gamble of Welbeck over Szoboszlai, but it is tough with City. I think City are still pretty good, regardless of who they got. They've got a good squad. Honestly, Muzamil, I would make the moves if you want to sell Foden, you could sell him. But I think with that Wolves fixture coming up, I wouldn't be. Cherky, you could make the Cherky move and still have a City player there, though. Because I liked your Cherky move you had. I think Foden's ever so slightly better for me. Best Sunderland defence, going to go them as a Gvardiol replacement. You're going to go Sunderland, are you? I think if you want a safe one, you go Mukele. I think if you want a more defensive contribution-minded player who could play centre-back every single game instead of Mukele playing left-back, playing right-back, sorry, you would probably go ahead and go Alderete. Amelia SAFC says Mukele. You know it, Amelia. Till the end. Gio says Chalobah or Haven to start this week. I would go Haven and just hope he plays in the fixture because it's a great game. If I sell Foden, I still have to get Cherky, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Muzamil. If you want to make that move where you make the Bruno and Rice move, Muzamil, you still have Cherky for the good fixtures that City have. So I don't mind your transfer. If possible, could you scroll up for my question? Yeah, bro. I'll see if I can find it. There's just a lot of all-time. There's a lot of all-time 11 for those things. To get a Chelsea made, I need to change my Pickford, Timber, Haven for Raya, Keane, Chalobah. This would make my back line. Raya, Keane, Chalobah, Van der Ven, Mateus Nunes, and Chow. Ooh, it doesn't feel as strong. Honestly, you could wait for a Chelsea midfielder, but you want wildcard, aren't you? Liverpool will score, though. Do you reckon? What to do with Lucas Paqueta? I'll play him. He's been pictured in training. I think that's a good sign. I think you were unlucky not to have him play last week. Right, where are we at? I'm so sorry I'm behind on things on YouTube here. Game's gone, Moog's gone to commercial to try and keep his sponsors happy. No Moog's hate, no. Right, on YouTube, if you've got a question now, I've scrolled all the way to bottom, so I should be there to answer them. Bruno G for Gordon. No, I wouldn't make that move. I think it feels sideways. Moog's best Sunderland defender. I would say Alderete, but Mukele is very, very close next to him. Does Alderete start every game? Yes. What do you think of Brian? Brobby has a good differential. Mr. Brobby is fantastic, but I'm not too sure for FPL race. Not too sure. I love Brian Brobby. What a baller. Thoughts on my lineup? Where's it at? Sells, Timber, Chow, Virgil van Dijk, Enzo Rogers, Cherky, Xhaka, Gravenberch, Waldemade, and Captain Haaland. It's not too bad, mate. Not too bad at all. Just heard my brother scream about scoring on Rocket League. What's going on? Do you think Waldemade starts? I think he does, yeah. Mate, could you explain the effective ownership thing? Don't quite fully understand how it works. I mean, I'll quickly brush over it, but so Mark Tremaynis just came out in the chat. He says he's gay. Congratulations, Mark. But yeah, effective ownership. Basically, let's use Haaland as an example. He's probably the best example here. Let's say his effective ownership is over 100% in a given game week, right? That means if you don't captain him, you will lose rank on Erling Haaland. So it's similar thing happens in like triple captain weeks when people triple captain Haaland. He sometimes goes over 200% effective ownership, in which if you've captained him, again, you'd lose rank on him. Differentials are players who have a low effective ownership in a given game week. I'll try cover that in more detail maybe in a future video because it goes a lot deeper than that. But someone just said they've seen me on Friday night dinner. Appreciate that, mate. That was probably one of my first acting roles. Calvert-Lewin question mark. Yep, he playing for me this week. Any changes, please, bro? Says LFC fan. I probably wouldn't make any changes. Not for your team, Mill. Mr. Mill says that's what I was planning because I got Minte. I miss all roll transfers. Honestly, I'd send Minte away. I don't think he's worth keeping. Is Tarkovsky a good pick? Says Billy. Yeah. Mr. Blobby in FPL. Mr. Brobby, man. Mr. Brobby. Brian Brobby. Ethan says start Timber or Garner. Already starting Gabriel, Tark, and Hall. Garner's got better fixtures and already got Gabriel to cover Arsenal's defence. Prefer 3-5-2 or 4-4-2 this week. I would start Timber over Garner, personally. I don't care that you've already got Gabriel to cover. I think it's worth doubling this week. I would say that, Ethan. I would go with the double route. Orange Apple says start 1, Virgil, Soboslai, Anderson, or Lewis Miley. Start 1 is rough. I'd go Anderson. Muzamel says sell Foden and Minte for Cherky and Rice. I don't mind that move if you want to make that. Cherky hopefully will do okay for you. I think he has fell off a little bit recently, but so has Foden at the end of the day. Yeah, Joshua, I feel like I'm missing your question every time because of these best Prem 11s. Let's see if I can find it. LFC says any changes to the squad. I wouldn't make any changes personally, no. It depends who's on your bench, to be fair. I'm not sure who's on your bench in that team. Reinders or Lewis Miley this game week? I would go... Lewis Miley's probably going to play, so I'd probably go Lewis Miley. Over Reinders, yeah. Zafran says start Roofs or Dubravka. Probably missed your answer. Ooh, I would go Roofs. I'd go Roofs. I think it's a save point kind of one, but Roofs is probably more likely to get a clean sheet. It's tough, that, though. Thiago or DCL? Thiago. But Timber is obviously a better asset. Yeah, Ethan, for your question, I would just start Timber anyway. Obviously, you've already got Gabriel there. I think the double Arsenal defence is fine. I wouldn't be too concerned about playing Garner. You could play him if you really want to attack that fixture. I feel like it's fine to do that. If you want to go Garner with the good fixture, though, I'm not opposed to it. God forbid we have a conversation about Prem football. I know on a Prem football channel as well. Start Alderete or Enzo. I'd go Enzo. I just think Alderete, he's probably got good chance for defensive contributions in the game. I think Chelsea are going to be on a bit of a high, though, going into this match against Fulham. If you want like an easy, consistent bet point space, I would say Alderete there, but Enzo feels like the better player this week. Start Ekatike, Soboslai, Virgil, or Lewis Miley, says Orange Apple. Oh, God. Probably Soboslai. Doesn't feel good to say that, though. Can you give me your best Jim impression? I don't think I can, bro. I've done that a few weeks ago and I got roasted. How would you line up the bench? Or between those, I would... Oh, I can order them Orange Apple if that's easier, actually, in terms of bench order. Well, in terms of order, anyway. I'd have Soboslai top, then Virgil Ekatike, then Miley, Virgil Ekatike. Or Ekatike above Virgil. So it would be Soboslai, Miley, Ekatike, Virgil. Just about, though. Start Bowen this game week? Yes, I would. If you've got him, I would start him. I don't love benching Ekatike. My attackers are Verts, Foden, Rice, Rogers, Wilson, Bowen, Haaland. I don't love benching Ekatike either. I don't like the idea of it, but there is a chance he doesn't play. It is against Arsenal as well. It's away from home too, so I think there's a lot of things going against Ekatike this week. Anwar says he's got his team here. Raya, Dubravka, Chalobah, Timber, Dorgu, Richards, Anderson, Enzo, Miley, Foden, Cunha, Ekatike, Haaland, Bowen. They're going to be doing Bowen to Thiago and Anderson to Rice. I have 2 free transfers, or should I roll? I'd personally roll. I don't think there's any need to get Rice in for the Liverpool fixture in particular, but if you're desperate, those moves they're not too bad of moves, like going Bowen to Thiago, Anderson to Rice. Bowen's got an okay fixture. Braden's got his team in chat. He's got Robin Roofs, Diego Dallo, Gabriel O'Brien, Cunha captain. Oh, Cunha captain, wow. Gordon Cherky, Rogers, Haaland, DCL Bowen. Any swaps from -4? Not particularly, no. I think that's a pretty set team. Good fixtures all around as well. Braden up, good fixtures all around. Appreciate the Muzzlemil for the gift. Muzzlemil says, bro, got Wilson, Ekatike, Aminte. I'm short on attackers. That's why I'm looking at Bruno and Rice. To be fair, Muzzlemil, that's what I'm saying. Bruno or Rice. I would probably lean towards Rice longer term, but Bruno shorter term has some really good fixtures. Who are you thinking about, Muzzlemil, though? Are you thinking of going Rice or Bruno G? Or could you maybe do both? Could you maybe do Foden and someone else? Those two. Saffron says start Valdemada or Harry Wilson. I'd probably go Valdemada with a good fixture. When's the deadline? The deadline is in 47 minutes. 47 minutes. Plenty of time to answer questions. Rice or Foden? Foden. Bench Thiago, Nunez or Dorgu? Who's Nunez? Who's Nunez? Miley's on my mind. Who's Nunez? Why do you have Anderson? He's good for defensive contributions. So when I need him, Mateus Nunez. Probably him then. I don't think it's bad playing. I don't think it's bad playing Dorgu or Thiago this week. Anwar says, thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. No worries, Anwar, mate. No worries. Would you start Ekatike or Dorgu? Probably Dorgu. Who do I start? Rogers or Cherky? Probably Cherky. Even though Palace have looked a bit wobbly, Turkey's probably got the better fixture there. I'm short on ideas. I might still roll my transfer, says Musamil. To be fair, you could just roll. I think rolling's probably the best course of action for most teams this week, unless you're in a really bad spot. Cole Parker, thanks you so much for the roses, bro. Cole's also asked Watkins or Bowen, mate. I would say Watkins longer term for me. This week, maybe just Bowen, though, for a 1 week punt. Appreciate the gifts, though, bro. If Haaland blanks the next 3 to 4 weeks, I'm going to get rid of him. What's your thoughts? I think that is rogue. I think it's very rogue. Lucas sending the gifts as well. Thank you very much, Lucas. Appreciate that, man. If you've got a question, Lucas, drop it in chat, man. Darwin Nunez or over Aguero. What? What is going on here? Wirtz or Raul? Ooh, I would go Florian Wirtz. I would probably just hope. Paqueta news. Paqueta has been spotted in training. There's no news to really tell, though. Ghana's got a really good fixture, Cade, and I'd go Ghana. Wirtz, Dorgu, or Virgil van Dijk. Dorgu, for me, would be the one out of those three I would play. Then it would be Wirtz, then Virgil. Is Gibbs White a good pick, says Billy? Forest are a bit all over the place. They're a bit sporadic in their form. I would say, yes, he's a good pick on the surface. Elliot Anderson might still be on pens, though, which is a bit of a downfall for Gibbs White. I don't think he's bad, though. I don't think he's bad. I think there are better options, but he's not terrible. From a Leeds fan, I wouldn't play DCL this week. I know, but look at my bench, though, bro. I could play Reinders over him. I could. I just don't know if Reinders starts. Bro, your team is bad. I know, bro. This week is called Survival Week. We just have to survive. Because I think the weeks to come, when the fixtures start changing for a few clubs, I want as many free transfers as possible. So as long as we stay roughly around the same rank, I think I'll be okay. Timber or Statch? Timber. Ahmed says, I need some help to find a way to free up 1.5. Would you mind if I send my team in here and you can help me to find a way to free up some money? Yeah, absolutely, Ahmed. I'll look out for your comment as well because I might have missed it before. But if there's any players you're thinking about selling, you could just type them in. DCL for Thiago. I'd probably not do that. Maybe I'd keep Thiago. Muzamil sending the boxing gloves. Thank you so much, Muzamil. You're a legend, man. Got Igor Jesus, sorry. I think he will do something decent today. Against West Ham, he could do. Muzamil says, yes, bro. The 5 defenders I have got, all are good fixtures. Keane, Dallo, Timber, Gabriel, O'Reilly. Yeah, all good fixtures, mate. All good fixtures. That puts you in really good stead, I think. Golden says, Dubravka or Verbruggen. I'd probably lean towards Dubravka this week. I think he's more likely to get more save points, and I think that's what it'll come down to, personally. Do I keep Bowen? I would keep him for another week, yeah. Do you really think Haaland's going to be good this week? Yeah. Musamil says that's the reason I mail room my transfer. I think Roland's a good idea. I think this week, going into the fixture run change in the next few weeks' time, the manager change for Chelsea and Manchester United, there were a lot of unknowns about those teams who are going into good fixture runs. I would hold off for now, but that's just me and my team. I think for your team as well, Musamil, that does make sense. And I think it's just a theme in FPL this week where rolling your transfer is probably quite a good idea. There are some moves what you could make for injured players, of course, like Guardiola obviously being out needs to go. Ahmad's put his team in the chat. He's got Kelleher, Chow, Gabriel, Mateus Nunes, Keane, Haven, Rice, Cherky, Bruno G, Bruno Fernandes, Enzo Fernandez, Haaland, Watkins, Thiago. Honestly, if you want to save money, I would sell Thiago there. I know he's got a good fixture this week, but I think his fixtures change quite quickly. That's a bold shout from me, obviously, but I think that's where I would go with it. I think the meta coming up now is actually to have two strikers and put a lot of money in the midfield. Bro, please tell or add me if you have a league. If you want to join my FPL league, head over to the YouTube live stream, and there's an automatic join link in the description there. That's the best way to join my mini league. Head over to the YouTube live stream, click the auto join link in the description, and you'll be joining straight away. Drop a subscribe when you're over there as well. Why not? But the league will be closing probably after this game week now. Can I join you live? No, bro. I don't do any joins on my live streams. Apologies, man. Maybe in the future. Who do you think will score for West Ham? Bowen. He's pretty much the only guy. But I think if Paquette is fit, he could get something in the game as well. I think he should be fit, though. Owen says, number one underrated pick. God, underrated pick. Probably Enzo Fernandez now, but we're incredibly early on him. Someone's begging me to look at their team. I can't look at your team. I'm afraid, bro. I'm on stream at the moment. You can message me a question if you want. I can answer that. That's probably the best way. No offense, mate, but your team is shit. Thanks, mate. Top three captains this week. I've got Haaland, then Cunha, and then it's really close for third place for between like Foden, maybe like a Palmer, but that doesn't feel like a great one. Why have you started Thiago? What? Why wouldn't I start Thiago? Would you replace him too if you're sending a cheap forward? Who would you upgrade with that money? Ahmad, let's see again. I would probably lean towards upgrading Cherky to Foden if you can. If you go to like a Calvert-Lewin or something like that. But if you like Thiago and you think you could keep him for a few weeks, I would just keep a hold of him. Who are you looking to buy for the 0.5 though, Ahmad? Is what my question is. Will Paqueta play? I think he'll play, yes. He's been pictured in training. We're at 13k likes on TikTok. If you are on TikTok, make sure you double tap on the screen. Let's see if we can hit 20k likes in the next 10 minutes. Let's go for it, guys. Lucas says, what's your best three defenders this week? From Anderson, Keane, Gahey, Lewis Potter, and Mukiele. I would say Keane, Lewis Potter, and Mukiele. I'd say all three of those. Do you think West Ham are too dodgy to have Bowen and Paqueta? I would only have one. I would only have one of them. No, I need 0.5 to make that team. I see. Let me look again, Ahmad. Ooh. You could argue going away from Thiago, putting Thiago as like a Mark U, and then having Foden instead of Cherky could be good, and you'd probably have money in the bank, Ahmad. But if you want to save a bit money, you could just not have Bruno Fernandes for now and have Cunha instead, and then when the time comes, get Bruno Fernandes back in. M-Trem says, Lucas Paqueta, triple captain. You never know, mate. You never know. Nah, I don't think I would, sadly. Who's better to play, Thiago or Paqueta? Probably Thiago. Because Paqueta's doubt to whether he plays. I think he will play, but there is a doubt there. Shafiq says triple captain Gordon. Really? I personally think that triple captain should be used in a double game week now. I think it will benefit you much more, but mate, if you're doing it, that's a ballsy move. All right, much appreciated, mate. Cheers. No worries, Ahmad. Let me know what you come up with before the deadline finishes, bro. Okay, not triple, but at least captain Gordon. I see. Yeah, Gordon's got a good fixture. Should be on pens too. Best goalkeeper to buy now, probably Pickford, probably Verbruggen or Kelleher. I feel like the meta has changed to cheaper goalkeepers now. A lot more people are wanting to smash team value into their midfield, which is completely understandable. Guarantee in 4 weeks' time, Palmer will be over 40% ownership. Or 50 even. I think everyone will want Palmer in a few weeks' time. If not captain, just at least buy Gordon. I don't think I'm going to make any moves this week, Shafiq. Have you bought Gordon though, bro? Caden, I'm not doing any team ratings on stream today. Sorry, this is the deadline stream. If you do have a question, though, feel free to ask it in the comments. Enzo or Foden? Foden. Mugs, have you had enough time to rank KDB scores, Lampard, Gerrard, or is that too consuming for you? Ooh, I don't want to say that, though, because people just rip me apart. KDB, Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard. That's just off the top of my head, though. That's just rough. Gerrard was so good, though. KDB is just he's the guy, though, isn't he? Would Gerrard be above KDB? I don't know if he would. How do people captain the most random players that end up getting massive hauls? Mate, I have no idea. I know there's bot accounts and people just do that every single week, but it's tough, man. Everyone just captains so many random players. It's like triple captains on like random defenders. It's just crazy. Game's gone, Mogs. Mate, game is not gone. Bren's got his food. Let's go, Bren. What'd you get, mate? Gibbs White, triple captain. Oh, no. Love it, Mogs. Gerrard, definitely number one. I don't know if he is. He's a good player. Gerrard for me is a great player. Scholes is up there as well. What do you think about captain Gabriel against Liverpool? I don't like it personally, but people captained Gabriel last week and he outscored Haaland, so you never know. I think it's the safest option and probably the best option for me is Erling Haaland this week, though. Love it most. Thiago Ekitike, Thiago this week. Cheeky Jungle Peri Peri Hot Wings and Peri Salt Chips. Whoa, Braden. Go on, lad. That's some scran, that. That's some Nelson Scrandella. Ekitike start? I think he will, yeah. I think he will. Who do you start, Dorgu or Gabriel this week? Gabriel. Joshua said I actually need to sort my team out now. I got drawn into this debate. Mate, that's what I'm telling you. You need to focus up, mate. 32 minutes, though. 32 minutes to go. Collins a good choice. Collins not bad, yeah. Collins ain't too bad. He's relatively cheap. Is that a wild card? No. No. Jack says, oh, mate, I'm nervous. Oh, here he is. Jack, what's the crack? How are you nervous, bro? What's going on, man? Reinders or Calvert-Lewin? Ooh, well, I've gone Calvert-Lewin this week over him. It's a close decision. I will tell you that it's close. Jack's wild card this week. Wow. What have you done, Jack? Tell me. Also, Jack, update me on your rank because you were absolutely smashing it the last few weeks you've been in chat. Let me know what team you've got on that, mate. Do I sell Saka or Ekitike to make space for Gabriel? I would sell Ekitike to make space for Gabriel. Down to 52k at current. Had such a bad week last week. Well, that's unlucky, mate. That's unlucky. Have you got your magic hanky? I don't. I'm not as ill anymore. I'm actually pretty okay. I'm still a bit like blocked and stuff, but I can breathe. I can breathe. I sold like a TK for Watkins. Is this okay? I would say so, Hamza. Yeah, that's not too bad. Jack Studio says Bruno G or Sharda. I would say Bruno G. I would say Bruno G. Who do I replace Ekatike with? I mean, in my opinion, if I had Ekatike still, I would keep him for the Burnley fixture. But I don't think Salamon's a bad idea. Whether you go a similar price asset like Ollie Watkins or a cheaper asset is really dependent on what sort of structure you want in the next few weeks. I personally think taking money out of your forward line isn't too bad of an idea. I would probably do that. Thanks for your my advice, my bro. No worries, man. No worries. Gibbs White. I don't know about Gibbs White. I think he's an okay asset, but I don't think he's like outstanding. Don't know if he's on pens either. Elliot Anderson could be on pens. Because I don't think we've had a Nottingham Forest penalty when they've both been on the pitch for a while now. So it could have changed. Should I play Jimenez or Ekatike? I would go Ekatike. Or would I? Does Jimenez takes pens. I'll go Jimenez. He's got a home fixture. I'll go Jimenez because he's on pens. Ekatike is not. I'll go that way. Do you think he's going to play on Thursday, bro? Please. Who's going to play? Ekatike. Why Saliba over Julian Timber? I have both. Hi, bro. How you doing, George? Yeah, Constant. I think Ekatike will play. I think he will play. Prediction for the Arsenal-Liverpool game. I think it will be a very, very close-knit game. A closer game than people are expecting. I think it will be a 1 or 2-0 Arsenal job. Night, bro, from Malaysia. Nice to have you in stream. Ishan Jack Studio. Nice to have you in, man. Good night, bro. Wonder what time it is over there. Do you reckon Sanchez starts? For me, if you've got Dubravka as your keeper, your backup keeper, start Sanchez. If he doesn't play, he's more likely than not to not obviously feature from the bench because you would have to have a Jorgensen injury in that case. And then you get Dubravka off your bench if he doesn't play. Jack says, Injan says it's 2 a.m, bro. Jesus. Well, there's half an hour to the deadline now. I think if you've sorted your team, you can go to bed, Jack. Or Inchan. I'm not sure who your first name is, bro. Elliot says, Thiago Calvert-Lewin. Thiago this week. Good morning from Newcastle. I ain't from Newcastle, bro. I am not from Newcastle. As a United fan, it's a close call between Scholes and Gerrard, but I honestly think Gerrard may take it. I think it's a close call, but I think Gerrard does take Orange Apple. I would agree with you on that one. That's how I had my order. Orange, what was your order for those players? Orange, comment your order. I'm really curious. Just call me Inshan. Oh, it's Inshan. Jack is my dad. Inshan, sorry. I thought your name was Jack. Jack says, Sunderland. I'm not even from Sunderland. I'm not. But I do support Sunderland. I'd go Gerrard, Scholes, KDB, Lampard. I would have KDB above a lot of these guys. But, like, it's not like it's these miles ahead, you know. Orange Apple. Oh, it's hard. Diddy Blood got rage baited by me. Connor, it's a school night. You should be a bed, mate. Sorry, I was doing something. You're a busy man. Why you got 3 Arsenal defenders against Liverpool? Trust the process. Trust the process. In the wise words of Mikel Arteta, trust the process. Because it definitely worked last week. Bloody Gabriel last week. Oh my god. Why'd you have David Raya? I don't think it's a massive thing to transfer out a keeper to a keeper this week. Connor, don't fall to it, bro. Don't fall to it. Captain Tarkovsky or Haaland? Haaland. Muzamel says Minte over Paqueta. Paqueta over Minte. Moog snap back. Hold that, Connor, you nerd. Wait, hold the L, Connor. Hold that L. Oh, Orange, I didn't say KDB is far above. I said it's not like he is far above. I think every one of those players are super close for me. Muzamil said that I got Minte. Do you reckon Minte even plays? I don't even think he plays. It's against City anyway, isn't it? So Lewis Hall or Mukiele? I'd go Lewis Hall this week. Big Kev. Slightly better fixture for me. Obviously, it is at home for them. Yeah, Minte isn't due to play, Muzamil. Connor says, I feel like such a neek. Is Palmer worth it? I would say so, yeah. But maybe in like 2 weeks or... Yeah, I'd say 2 weeks' time. I might say Minte for Paqueta. I personally wouldn't do that just in case Paqueta doesn't actually play. I'm captaining... is captaining Gordon valid? It ain't too bad. Zafran says, have you always supported since a kid? Yes. Yes. Always. Where are you even from, Moogs? I'm from Durham. Voltamada a shout? Yeah, he's alright, but I would just be careful of Wiss's minutes as well. Hey, bud, I put Ghana in over Xhaka. Thoughts? Ghana's got a good set of fixtures coming up, so I wouldn't mind that. So Xhaka, to be fair, though. Newcastle Toon says, where's Voltamada? I don't know. He's too busy putting the ball in the back of his own net, I think. Wilson or Reinders? Harry Wilson. He's more likely to play. Who do you start from? Chow, Keane, Mateus Nunes, Gabriel, Haven, Rice. I would start... I'd pretty much start all of them. That's really bad. Not Rice. Not Rice. You'd start the Arsenal defenders. You'd maybe say Mateus Nunes could be benched. Haven could be benched as well. Maybe he doesn't play. It's tough that because all of them have good fixtures, Ahmad. It is really tough. Maybe Haven. Maybe Haven. Being away from home. Oh, my nose. Lewis Smiley or Voltamada? This week, probably Voltamada. Oh, my nose. Thiago out, man. What? Why? No Everton or Villa players. No, Jimmy. I'm just rolling my transfers for maybe 1 or 2 weeks now. I'm in survival mode. Just stay the same rank, or maybe just get a little bit better, and then we really attack the Chelsea and Manchester United fixture run. Connor says, I'm going to get a taste of that ZK. That is, Connor, that is terrible. Is Enzo a good buy? I don't think he's bad, but like I think we get more information about Chelsea next week. Well, not next week, but the next game week, because the next game week's like 2 weeks' time, isn't it? Or a week and a half. Zafran says, I'm not English or European, so I don't really get how you support Sunderland since you were a kid if you're not from their family or something. I mean, if obviously you won't know where Durham is, but Durham's kind of like in the middle of, I suppose it's in the middle of Sunderland and Newcastle, but obviously my family all support Sunderland as well. So it's not like I'm miles away from Sunderland, you know what I mean? What is this team? No idea, mate. What is it? Do I start Reinders or Xhaka? Ooh, I'll go Xhaka. I think he's more likely to start. Durham is Sunderland territory. I would agree, Scott. We've got Zafran, one of my YouTube viewers, is trying to understand why I support Sunderland if I'm from Durham. But I'm just saying that Durham's obviously not far from Sunderland. It's not like I support Arsenal and I'm from up here. Bruno G captain. I mean, he's got an alright fixture, but I don't know. I think Haaland's the guy. Cunha captain. He's my second favourite captain this week. Oh, I totally forgot you said you're from it. Yeah. So it's not too far away, Zafran. Surely you get Bruno Guimaraes in with his current output and fixtures. I think it's a pretty short-term move for me, and I'm not looking at short-term moves at the moment. Jimmy B says the King Ronaldo returns. Yeah, he's back. Sadly, he lost. I mean, not sadly, obviously for us Sunderland fans, but for him, obviously he's done his country proud. So fair play to him. Sunderland part of County Durham until the invention of the tyne and weight in 1970. I didn't even... Scott, that's a good history lesson, that, mate. That is a good history lesson. Mate, Durham is a small Sunderland than Newcastle. It always has been. Orange Apples is rapping in the YouTube thing. FPL Punk's in chat. Let's go, Punk. All right, Muck, how are you doing? All set for the game? I'm all set, yeah. I'm all done, mate. How are you doing, though, bro? You set for the game week? Any moves? What have you done this week, bro? Connor, don't start rapping to FPL Punk. Sorry, Punk, but they've been rapping Roadmen songs for the past 2 minutes now. Help Tarkovsky or Malik Chow. I'd go Tarkovsky. Back to basics is the best. still on about free though, man. Voldemort captain. I wouldn't personally. I think you're looking at Johan Wissa there. You could easily take minutes off him. That's a worry for me, and that's something I wouldn't target with a captaincy. Hall or Timber? I'd probably lean towards Timber slightly, but Hall is really, really close to it. FPL Punk says, rap away, I embrace us. There you go, Connor. Open the door for you, mate. He's opened the door for you. Cole sent the gift and also asked a question of Enzo or Garner, mate. I would say Enzo. I mean, Palmer is back, so he's most likely not going to be on most episodes. You could go Garner. The fixture is good. You probably would go Garner, to be fair. You'd take a chance on the fixture, but longer term, it would be Enzo. This week, I would say Garner. That's probably a better answer. Connor, you're crazy this week. Do I trust Ekatike? He's apparently going through hamstring. I would trust him by... You can either bench him and hold him for Burnley, or... You could do that. Or you could... I mean, you could sell Ekatike this week, but for me, you could hold him for that Burnley fixture. I think it's a good fixture for him. Panka says, hi, this is my team. Roof, Storgu, Chow, O'Reilly, Wilson, Cunha, Gravenberch, Wirtz, Ekatike, Haaland, Thiago. My bench is Raya, Vorton, James Gay here. Am I crazy to put those three players from Liverpool, or do I free hit? I don't think that's a bad shout, but I will be playing Reece James instead of Gravenberch. I'll play... Would I play Gahey over? No, I'll probably keep it like that. FPL Punk says he's roll for me, man. Looking to make some moves for Cunha at Palmer next week. I think that's one of the moves I could potentially make as well, mate. I reckon I could do that. What do you think of the Forest defence? Ugh. It's a bit stinky. It's a bit bad. Was the deadline not at 6? No, I don't think so. I mean, I can check, but I don't think so. I think it was a 6:30, which is in 16 minutes, roughly. Yeah, it's a 6:30. 6:30. Mogs, you should do a stream where you watch the games, but obviously don't show the games. Just chat while the games are on. Yeah, I need to set it up and have like a graphics where maybe I'm in the middle of the screen and there's games all around me. I do a watch along, but I don't know. I need to figure out how to do it so it's like not as delayed as a stream is, if that makes sense. Nah, I could do that. I might maybe I'll look into do that tomorrow because there's a lot of games on tomorrow. I might do that. I might do that for yous. Do you think it's worth doing Semenyo for Rice and Gabriel for Virgil van Dijk? Yes, I would do that, user. I would do that, user. Semenyo and Virgil van Dijk out, Rice and Gabriel in. Doesn't seem too bad at all. If I sell Ekitike, who do I risk -4 for? If you take the -4, I would keep him. If you take the -4, I would keep him. Enzo or Greenish? Jack Greenish this week, Enzo longer term. Div with the Sassy the Sasquatch profile picture. Let's go, bro. Start Voltemade over Reinders. I would, yes. I would, yeah. That profile picture's goated, by the way. If you know Big Les Show, you know that's goated. Watkins says Noah is Sigma. Watkins ain't too bad. Where we at here? Crown says who to buy long term for Sanchez. Sanchez or Roofs. We don't know if Sanchez is going to be the keeper. I'd probably say Robin Roofs just because of that uncertainty. Skep is alright. His best song is Glow in the Dark. Ooh, is it? What about Mike Lowry? Mike Lowry's goated. That's an L take. Nah, Skeppy is goated for me. He's like probably top 3 grime MCs. Voltemade starts. Yeah, I would start Voltemade. I think he starts as well. Ballard needs to be in this. He does, to be fair. Now, to be fair, I might put Alderete in my team in like 2 weeks' time. Who's playing at 8? West Ham and Forest. West Ham and Forest. Mogs, you should illegally stream every single Prem game and just not tell anyone. Maybe I do that. I'll probably get banned straight away. Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson's okay, but it is Chelsea. Panker says Grambirch is a defender 4 points. This man is boss when it comes to def. He is, to be fair, he is really good for it. FPL Zebby says he's given Haaland one more chance. Oh god. I hope he scores this week in your case, bro. I think Haaland's just a keep for the season. I'll be real with you. He is just one of the top goal scorers, if not the best goal scorer in the world. Do you know what I mean? I think even after like a bad patch of form, if you look at his points totals for each week, he has like a random blank. Then he just gets a random 16-pointer. I'm hoping this is a 16-pointer week and not the blank week. Nah, he's goated, man. Haaland's goated, bro. Joshua says Big Les was literally all my pals went on about in like year 10 and 11. It was gold, mate. It was gold. Ronnie says, why Arsenal defence? Just wondering. I've had them for months and months. I don't think it's a bad opportunity this week with the home fixture. Eric says, couldn't score versus Sunderland though. Mate, Sunderland, the boys, man. We're the boys. Juanito says, hi bro, start Dorgu or Wilson. Either one could start theoretically, but like, for me, it's Voltemade. You're more likely to see Whistler off the bench, in my opinion. He is just fresh coming back. You have to remember that. It's not like, you know, it's not like Whistler just is magically fit and ready to go 90 minutes every single week now, because that's just not the case. Tenzing says, start O'Reilly versus Brentford or Ekitike versus Arsenal. I go O'Reilly. But he's not playing Brentford. He's playing Brighton. What's your take on Greenish? I think short term, pretty good, mate. Short term, pretty good. Yo, what's going on, dude? Yeah, short term for Greenish for me, but I mean, I say short term. He's still got quite a lot of weeks left in him. Orange says he's got to go pick up the missus. Have a good game week. Take care, all. You too, Orange Apple, man. You too, bro. Have a good game week, dude. Big shout out to you. We all know it's your mum, Orange. Connor, this is why you get murked by Orange every stream. Jake says Watkins a good transfer in this week. I think so. I don't think he's a bad transfer at all. I think Palace have looked off it. They have. It's simple as that. So Villa could definitely go ahead and win this game. Who cares if I like a bit of Mogs in my spare time for real? Mate, Orange Apple's missus watches streams, man. She plays FPL. Simple as. Mate, Orange, you should get your missus to make your FPL team one week. That'd be hilarious. Just see who she picks. People wildcarding. I've seen a few people, but I'm personally keeping it. Double and blank game weeks all the way, baby. All the way. Is Bruno Fernandes out? I wouldn't say he's out. I would say he's on his way back. He might not start, though, Braden. That's my worry. He should be back on the bench, though. Nunez, straight swap for Guardiola. It ain't a bad move, Will. It ain't a bad move. The problem is the City defence not just going to get worse now, is my kind of thoughts with it. They've got some good fixtures coming up, though. NJ says, awful team, winky face. Thank you very much, NJ. What's your rank at 1.1 mil, mate? So I'm not doing very well at the moment. Connor says Connor says he doesn't murk me, it's the other way around, you specky twat. That's getting framed. That's a brilliant one. Panka says, do you think if Ekatike were available to play 90 minutes, if he was available to play 90 minutes, some 30 minutes or not at all, because I could put Watering in, guaranteed 4 points instead of Hugo. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that. Who's Nath Johnson? Nath, I know you know who I am, but I don't know who you are for some reason. Nathan. Do I know Nathan? I don't know if I do. I know a Jozza, but I don't think it's Jozza who sent that in. Corey says, Saka or Rice? For me, it would probably be Rice as that value option, personally. Semenyo and Gibbs White over Gordon and Foden on a free hit. No, I'd have Gordon and Foden. Bro, I am Jozza. Oh, it is Jozza. Yes, Jozza lad. How you doing, bro? Thiago or Calvert-Lewin, mate? Thiago this week. Even though they play Sunderland, Calvert-Lewin's got a hard game. I've got both. So, Dan says Wilson to Greenish or Saka / Foden to Rice. I would keep both Saka and Foden if you have them. I'd do Wilson to Greenish for that 1 week. Last thing before I go, starting Ekatike over Szoboszlai. Thoughts? I would probably do Szoboszlai over Ekatike, but I don't mind it. It's just from a penalty taking standpoint and the minute standpoint that I'm saying that from Orange Apple, though. But from both of those players, if you think one's more likely to score and the minutes don't come into it, I'll go for it. But for me, I'll go Szoboszlai. When is the deadline? The deadline's in 7 minutes. I should probably check on my team and make sure I've actually saved it. Derry City says Ekatike and Anderson to Manny and Rice for a -4. I'd probably do that, yeah. I think taking money out your forward line is the way to go. Rice, Virgil, Rodon, Dubravka. I think my team's ready to go. We'll refresh it one more time, make sure. Reinders or Elliot Anderson? Elliot Anderson. Deacon says Dorgu, Neto, or Jimenez this week. Dorgu should be playing for you. Jimenez will probably be second. Good game. He's got a good game. Would you do Wilson to Enzo or Greenish or just roll it? Personally, I would roll it. I think rolling's probably the best way to go for it. Can't believe I'm starting all 3 Liverpool players against Arsenal. We totally got this. Oh, God, Joshua. Oh, no. Why is my invites just went through the absolute roof there? Why has that happened? Oh well, never mind. Hopefully that the stream didn't crash there for you guys. Would you do Rice for Saka? No, I would keep Saka. Why triple Arsenal? I've had them for a good long time now. It's never been a great opportunity to get rid of them or a real reason to get rid of them. They're the best defence in the league. Panka says, I also have one free transfer and 1.3 in the bank, so I could still buy, for example, Garner, or should I just roll and keep my free transfer and play Wharton gets an attack return? I'd personally just roll your transfer. I think there's more value and points to be gained in the transfers within the next few weeks rather than this week in particular. That's just how I view things, though. I think Chelsea's fixture run coming up, Manchester United's fixture run coming up, the fact they're both getting new managers will tell us a lot about those teams. For me, holding that transfer would probably benefit you. If you want to make the move, though, you could absolutely go with it, with Everton still having a good set of fixtures for the next few weeks. Is it lagging for anyone else? It is. It had a little bit of a drop. My encoder had a little bit of a drop there, but it should be okay now, Braden. You think Gusto will play? No, Ben, I don't think he will. I think it'll be Cucurella and James fullbacks. I think it'll be them. There's about 4 minutes to the deadline now. 4 minutes. You sure, Captain Haaland? Yes. Yes. Is the next game week this week or next week? It's next week, Braden, actually. There is sort of a cup. There's a set of cup fixtures this weekend. And through the week as well, so... Glow in the Dark still best Skeppy song, by the way. It's not Orange, it's Mike Lowry. It's Mike Lowry, by far. Well, not by far, but it's definitely up there. There's probably one I'm missing, Orange. Orange, follow FPL Mogs on Instagram, and I'll send you the best Skepta song later. What do you think of Palmer? I think Palmer's good. I think you're a bit early on Palmer, but I don't mind being early on Palmer. Palmer's just a brilliant player. Enzo or Bowen? Bowen this week. Enzo longer term. Joshua said got Virgil van Dijk, Soboslai, and Ekitike. Not hopeful whatsoever. I wouldn't be either, Joshua. I wouldn't be either. I would probably bench Virgil, but that's just me. I'll probably bench Ekitike as well and just play Soboslai. No Gabriel. No, mate, sadly not. Got Saliba instead, which isn't great, but it's enough for the next 2 weeks, I think. I'll make a Gabriel transfer soon. Not quite yet, though. Is Collins a good choice, FPL Modes, for this week? Yes, I think he is. Sunderland, we don't really score too many goals away from home. We don't normally do. We should be quite tired as well in this fixture. I think Brentford as well will be. I think it could be just one of them games where it's a bit slow. Sell Cunha next week? Possibly yes. Possibly yes. Panka says... I've got Grav, Wirtz, and Ekitike. To be honest, I wanted to captain Wirtz, but I won't risk that. I think that's way too much risk. If you've got Haaland, definitely captain Haaland. Joshua says, heading off now. Great stream, mate. Take care, guys, and good luck. You too, Joshua, bro. And by the way, Joshua, while you're here, if you're still here, I'm going to make you moderator of the channel as well. Same as Orange and Connor and a few others, actually. Because you're always here, bro. Always here. Will Ekitike start? I think so. I think he will, yeah. Bov clipped has put his team in. He has said Pickford, Gabriel, Mukiele, Tarkovsky, Bruno G, Cunha captain, Foden, Rodgers, Rice, Haaland, Bowen. Cunha captain. Wow. That's crazy. I wouldn't... It's not that bad. I think he's my second favourite captain, but like... Oof. W Joshua. Where was I at? Toby's message. I messaged myself as I didn't get a green arrow after... Oh, Toby, I get what you mean now because of last week. Mate, I didn't either. I should have messaged you as well. How dare you, Toby? How dare you? Are you going to the Sunderland game this week? No, I'm not, actually. We're away for both games. So we've got Brentford away, then we've got Everton away in the Cup, and then we've got Palace at home. Maybe I'll see if we can go to Palace at home. I don't know. Wow, appreciate it, mate. Feel so brave. You're going to tear up. Don't worry about Joshua, mate. You're always here. You're a legend. You deserve moderator. It's not even that big of a deal. If Connor has it, anyone can get it. You know what I mean? Shout out you two, man. You're both legends. Everyone in chat's legend, man. 1 more minute. Indeed, we've got 1 more minute. Make sure you go sort your teams and come back to stream. By the time I answer your question, it will probably not reach you. Donnarumma, question mark. Yes, I will play Donnarumma. Start Vicario, roofs. I think the deadline is gone, though. Connor, I will close off the... Oh, shit. How do I close the mini? I'll close it off this week, Connor. I'll close it off this week. Save your teams. Yeah, save your teams, guys. I've Captain Rice. Wow, Vert. Wow. The fact you've got Vert as your TikTok username and your Captain Rice. I ain't going to say anything. Roger Van de Ven, Dorgu. That is the deadline, though, guys. That is the FPL deadline this week. Connor says, thoughts on wildcard this week? Do you know what? I don't mind it this week. Even though the week's technically next week, I don't mind it. And it's only because it seems a bit of a swing in terms of the template coming up with sort of Chelsea and Manchester United in particular. I don't think I'll do it personally, but we'll see. Yeah, what do you reckon, Connor? Wildcard next week, triple cap next week? Thiago a good choice for captaincy FPL Mugs. He's not bad, but I think Haaland's better, obviously, this week. Ben says Palmer, Nunez, Gertruda, Romero, Palmer captain. Wow. Saka, Rodri, Miley, Wissa, Barry and Haaland. Ben, that's a really differential team you got there. That's actually quite fun. Palmer captain as well. Shout out you, man. That's proper differential. Captain Saka. Wow. I don't mind it. If anyone gets that reference, you're a goat. I want the unique high points. To be fair, Ben, you might do. That's a really good team. I think Rodri's an interesting pick as well. Rate my team. Pickford, Collins, Chow, Gabriel, Rice, Rogers, Cunha, Cherky, Bruno, G, Haaland, Watkins. Good team, but who did you captain? Ain't you going to have 3 free transfers now? I am. And I might not use any of them and roll again. Nah, I could do. I don't mind it. I've captained Odegaard because I think he'll assist a few. You want to hope he assists more than Haaland scores. Nah, to be fair, Odegaard's actually been playing okay recently for Arsenal. I thought he was like long gone. But he's actually been alright. Rodri looks strong against Chelsea, and I think you'll get Defcon. Thanks, though, mate. Yeah, Rodri. When I'm a Sunderland fan, so when I went I watched the City and Sunderland game the other weekend. Was the weekend? I can't remember if it was the weekend or not. But anyway, no, it was the Thursday, New Year's Day. When Rodri came on, he changed the game. Like, seeing him live in person was quite cool. Obviously, he didn't do anything, which was good for me as a Sunderland fan. But yeah, he's a big part of Manchester City. Big part. Orange Apple says, right, I'm wildcarding. I've got -2 minutes. Mate, you've got more than -2, -3 now. Wait. I transferred in Keane for Virgil. Is that okay? I would say so, yeah. Connor's not even top 3 commenters, and you call yourself a fan. Of course he is. I don't know how you know that stat, by the way. How do you know that stat? Is it just like obviously on my screen and I just don't know it? Oh no, it is as well. How the fuck do you get XP, mate? You just got to grind. What are you on about? Connor, you're not camo grinding in the FPL Mugs YouTube chat. Like, what's going on here? Orange Apple's basically got diamond. Bro's just put in the chat, went from 89k to 700. That is absolutely gutting. I hope you get a green arrow this week, bro, because that's outrageous. Hopefully it plays out this week for you. Where are we at? Steve-O's tagged himself. Let's go, Steve-O, lad. Rate my team. Pickford, Collins, Shaw. I've already rated that team. I said it was a good team. I want you to know your captain, though. How do I have 0? I don't think you've got 0. It's how much aura you have. Orange. Oh my god, it actually is. It actually is. Oops. Ahaha. Yeah, I don't know how you managed to tag yourself, Steve-O, lad. You're just letting yourself know. Captain Gabriel too. Let's see what's going to happen. That's an interesting captain. Yeah, Connor, it is aura points, mate. It is aura points. That's why you've got 0. You got no aura, bro. Samurai says. By the way, I just call you Samurai every stream. It isn't Samurai, is it? Sam. Oh no, it is Samurai. Samurai, do you not have like a name I can call you? I think Samurai is pretty cool, actually. We'll sit with Samurai. Thanks for your help, mate. Good luck. Good luck to you as well, mate. It's always nice to have you in stream. Braden as well. I'm going to go on clubs now with the boys. I'll be back next week. Always thanks for your help. Love, mate. Love to you, mate, as well. Samurai is good, mate. Yeah, I think Samurai is actually pretty cool. I need to follow you back, Samurai. I didn't follow you. Braden, I think I already followed you, didn't I? Oh, no, I don't even follow Braden. What? Braden, Samurai, you've got followers, mate. Appreciate all of you guys being on stream as well, man. Mogs ignoring the GIMP comments, Fairs. I didn't see the GIMP comment, but... Oh, wait, I know what you're on about. Yeah. Mogs telling kids they have no aura. Connor, it's a school night. Go to bed, mate. Jed says, I've gone Chow, Tarkovsky, Mateus Nunes, back 3 this week. That's really good. Triple Arsenal defence. Far! I need that sound effect on the stream or something. Like, just a button I can click for that far sound effect. I need like what other sound effects do I need? It can't go on like this. It can. I need that as a sound effect. I need some other ones. Connor says old joke. Mate, it's about 15 minutes old. What are you on about? Sunderland players, I know. Oh my god. How is that came up there? Violation warning. Your live has been flagged for hate speech. Oh no. How is my flagged being flagged for hate speech? What does that mean? What have I possibly said other than, oh wait, I did scream far. That probably thinks it's the F word. Okay, I'll not scream stuff at the mic. That's why it's, your live has been flagged by repeat violations. Your live discontinued. Okay, that's fine. Okay. TikTok's just told me off for just screaming at the mic there. I'll not do that again, TikTok. I do apologise. We are a PG-friendly channel here. I triple Captain Bruno, but it's too late. Oh, no. Not a thought behind that mind, mate. It's nothing in here. Nothing. Do you think Tavernier could do something against Spurs using him as differential? I think he's a good differential. Take out Enzo? I don't know. Ben says, thanks for the help, mate. Good luck and have a good one. You too, Ben. Legend, Ben. Thank you for coming in stream, man. Nah, I don't think taking out Enzo is the right move. Especially when Chelsea's fixture's about to change. I screamed FAH as like the sound effect from the football memes, but I think TikTok thought I screamed the F word, which I'll not say because they'll probably flag me again. It's Praj said, I sold Haaland. What do you think? I think you are crazy, loco in the brain. What are you doing selling Haaland? But it is your team. What am I to judge? Selling Haaland's mad. But he has blanked in the last 3. But I'll type it in. Connor, I said that into the TikTok mic and it didn't like me. Haaland is getting such low points right now. For the last 3 weeks, yeah. I went for Gibbs White over Gordon. What do you think? I probably prefer Gordon, to be honest with you, mate. Probably prefer Gordon. Am I gonna... where's that? I'm gonna regret not taking Ekatike out for Bowen. I mean, I don't know. I feel like TK against Burnley will be pretty good. 0-0-0-0-0-0. Just put lol. He has also had his username as calculator. I don't know if that's what you're making a meme of there with putting lol. App says updating. How long does it take? It takes a while. Did he blow making KSI content? He won't give you a mate. What? Is the deadline done? The deadline is done, Sam. Apologies if that's bad news for you, but it is gone. Right, fellas. I think I'm going to head off there. I'm going to head off. Been a good stream. If you are still on TikTok right now, head over to the YouTube. Drop a subscribe. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Drop a follow if you aren't following already. It's been a pleasure to have you all on stream. All the links are in the bio of the TikTok if you're looking to transfer over to YouTube stream. But I will see you all later on TikTok. Have a good game week, everyone. See you, TikTok. And, of course, YouTube. You always get a special little outro because you're the boys, the lads. But I'll see yous probably. I might make a video through the week next week, early transfer thoughts or early thoughts for the game week, because we won't have a weekend deadline. It'll be next weekend, so videos might get slower, but we'll see if we can do something like a team rating live stream or something the week after. But I'll see you all later. Enjoy your evenings, your Tuesday evenings. Have a good game week. I think it's only you in here, Connor, but we'll see. But enjoy your week, lads, if you aren't here. We'll catch you very soon. See you later. 7